I'm not much of a reader, I never have been. I prefer visual storytelling, and many of us do. But I thought to myself that with the impending release of Star Wars Battlefront 2's campaign, and its really interesting looking premise set through Imperial eyes, why not give the book a go, as I'm very much likely to fall in love with these characters anyway when I play the game. So I made the decision to buy the book, Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad, not actually knowing whether I'd ever read it or it would simply sit on the shelf looking pretty. But I can say to you now, I have read it, and it's incredible. It's very easy to get caught up into the idea that the people of the Rebellion are nothing but heroes, and the people of the Empire are nothing but evil, tyrannical monsters. But the quote, "History is always written by the victors," couldn't be more important after reading this book. Within most Star Wars stories, the Rebellion is comprised of nothing but good people, but when you read a story through the eyes of the enemy, you're really given a new perspective on the entire galactic civil war. Iden Versio, the leader of Inferno Squad, has got a sense of humour. She's witty and down to earth, something we don't get to see characters of the Empire portrayed as very often. At the same time, she has fierce, undying loyalty to the Empire, although she clearly struggles being under the shadow of her high-ranking Imperial father, and there's definitely some emotional vulnerability because of that. Then we have the rest of Inferno Squad. We've got Gideon Hask, Del Miko, and my second favourite of the group, Sane Mariner. Gideon and Del, they're the squad jesters. They think they're funny and they try to make light of bad situations, whereas Sane is the group's brain. She's always focused on the mission and she's possibly the most dedicated to it. The pacing of the book is just right, and you never feel like the story is deviating too much from the main plot, and my only real issue with the entire thing was that it felt like it was a little bit rushed towards the end, but that doesn't really detract from how entertaining it was. The base of the story is set just after the Battle of Yavin, and Inferno Squad are given the task to discover the source of a leak inside a group of rebels that broke off from Saw Gerrera's partisans after his death in Rogue One. So they join this group of rebels and try to take them down from within. This rebel cell, known as the Dreamers, give us a new perspective on the desperation and sad lengths that some would go to hurt the Empire. At times, you really begin to question whether the Empire and Inferno Squad are the bad guys, after meeting a character such as Stavin, who is, in essence, the antagonist of the book. Stavin's violent ideals when leading the Dreamers is really no different to the Empire's, and there's some shocking events in the book that really blur the lines between who is good and who is bad, and I found myself sympathising with Inferno Squad, the supposed bad guys. Either way, the members of Inferno Squad go through incredible development, because really it's the first time that any of these guys have seen what rebels are like from the inside. They befriend members of the Dreamers and learn firsthand their experiences with the Empire and why they hate it so much. But at the same time, Inferno begin to form serious bonds with these characters that are their enemies. They're meant to despise them, but despite their undying loyalty, and it's true, their loyalty never really wavers, you begin to see a group of Imperials that clearly develop a lot more compassion and respect for these people than they originally had. Despite Iden being my favourite character, Sane's story arc was definitely my favourite, and this is because I think she had the most difficult and complex situation within the Dreamers, and it has a profound effect on her that the other members just don't get. I'm not going to go into any more detail because I don't want to spoil some of the big surprises, so I highly recommend going out and giving it a read yourselves. If you're interested in a story that really deviates from what we're used to in Star Wars, then buying this is a no-brainer, and even for Star Wars fans that maybe aren't the biggest readers like myself, just give it a go. I really think you'll enjoy it. So I'm going to give Star Wars Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad a 9.5 out of 10. Tell me, have you read Star Wars Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad? And if you have, what did you think? If you enjoyed the video, force push that like button, and as always, if you want to see more, perhaps consider subscribing. Also, check out my Patreon page if you're interested in supporting the channel further than a simple subscription. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, let's celebrate the birth of Inferno Squad with a bottle of Rebel Tears.